Are you bored of just doing Kegel exercises to try and strengthen your pelvic floor muscles? I'm not surprised. They are kind of boring, and also they're so ineffective compared to other things you can be doing, which incorporate all of the muscles that stabilize around your pelvic floor, and also making sure that you work in synergy with pelvic floor and then up into your deep transverse abdominal muscles, the multifidi muscles, working with the diaphragm and the pelvic floor diaphragm connection. So I suggest you start with some squats. I like to use a wall initially so that we make sure that our alignment is good. I see so many women who have got this habitual sucking and tucking thing going on, and they do squats and it's their knees going forward, shoulders are rolled, and basically if you're doing squats like that, all you're doing is banging up your knees, putting all the weight through the front of your feet. So try first of all picking up your bum muscles, your glutes, and putting your sitting bones, the bones, against the wall so that you can actually get an opening through the back of your pelvic floor. We want those muscles to lengthen so they can then contract and strengthen. If we've just got tight muscles, they're constantly clenching, we're not going to be able to strengthen them. Tension on tension doesn't work. So first of all, feet forward, slide your bum muscles down the wall, bending the knees. Pause when you can kind of feel a bit of activation here. Knees are on top of ankles, and then hinge forward from the hip joint. So I'm in a zigzaggy kind of shape here. And then we're just going to take the hands here. I like to imagine I've got a basketball. I'm pushing up into the basketball hoop. Weight slightly forward, bum off the wall, but we can just kiss the wall with our sitting bones. This is the shape we want to come back to. Push the feet into the ground, so you're pushing down as you launch up. Squeeze glutes as you come up, a little bit of squeezing, but don't push your pelvis forward. Keep your bum behind you. And we're breathing out as we come up. So let's do that again. Drop down, knees on top of heels, heels push into the ground to launch up, and then back down again. Make sure the sitting bones are wide. So as we breathe out, the diaphragm is lifting to push the breath out of us, and it's synergistically helping the pelvic floor muscles to lift and tone. If we activate a little bit of sitting bone action, drawing together as we come up, feels as if you're stopping yourself passing wind as you come up. We're breathing out. We're getting the glutes activating into the pelvic floor activation. Arms up, we're also getting that activation coming right up into our deep core muscles. So we are strengthening glutes, strengthening thighs, strengthening pelvic floor muscles, and also activating into our deep core muscles. So this is a really effective alternative to just doing boring old Kegels. Squats, aligned squats. I do another one I call Crocodile Crunch. So we need to be in alignment. So if you've been working with me for a while, maybe doing the getting tall against the wall to get yourself into good alignment here. And then weight in one leg, squeeze thigh muscles into thigh bones, other foot out to the side. So it's like you're inline skating. Top of your bum is gluteus medius here. Just give your gluteus medius a little squeeze so the foot comes off. Yeah, so we want this part of the bum to be working. And then leave your foot there, arms wide. Now just come away from the wall. Now breathe out, and as you breathe out, zip up from the pelvis. So it feels like you're stopping yourself weeing and you're pulling that activation upwards. Tummy button coming up towards your rib cage. Bring your knee up, and then crocodile arms, jaw opening, and just squeeze your gluteus medius. Yeah, so breathe out, snap, breathe in. Toe might need to go down for a second. Maybe it doesn't. Squeeze, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Now you're going to need to have your eye gaze locked on something that's not moving. So maybe don't look at me doing this. Breathing out. So we are doing some amazing pelvic floor activation, deep core activation, stabilizing on the standing leg, and squeezing, activating the gluteus medius, the top of the bum. And open and squeeze. And then I always like to get people to do a release on this hip joint. And a good bit of stabilizing there. Come up onto your toes. Swivel through the hip joint to bring the knee in and then let out. In. So we're internally rotating. And then take the arms in the opposite direction. Just a little bit of Elvis twisting here. Releasing that hip joint. The hip rotator muscles, they go through the pelvic floor, so we're getting a little release here into those pelvic floor muscles as well. Loosening everything up. A good bit of toning around the waist doing this, and the other side. So alignment, head on top of neck, shoulders in the back of the sockets, not rolled forward, behind is behind you. Make sure you're not all in a C shape. We want to be in a J shape. So foot out behind, top of the bum here, just squeeze it, see if you can take that toe just off the ground with a squeeze through your gluteus medius, and then the crocodile jaw opens, and then we are breathing out and zipping up, and then breathing in and a little squeeze, breathing out, squeeze knee upwards on the breath out, keep pushing your standing heel into the ground. So we're doing a good bit of activation, stabilization through the standing leg as well. The slower you go with this, the harder it is. So breathing out. All of this is go working and then squeezing. Good. So building up. Might just be one or two to start off with. Building up with that one. And then we're going to release this hip joint again. Release all around here. So internal rotation, let it go out. Internal rotation, let it go out. Once you got the rhythm, get your arms mobilizing. Try not to have your arms out here. They're close. So we get a little bit of a kind of like a washing machine action going around, swiveling around through the waist. Fantastic. So those exercises are fantastic for pelvic floor deep core. And the other one I wanted to show you was cat and cow, but led by your tailbone and your sitting bones. So I'm just going to put my feet against the wall here so that we are opening up into the soles of the feet as well. Hands directly underneath shoulders. Try not to lock your elbows. See if as soon as I lock my elbow, I lose all of this activation here. So slight bend through the inside of your elbow here, so that you're using the biceps. And then lift and spread your sitting bones. It feels like your tail is lifting. Breathe in here, and then draw your sitting bones towards each other. Tail is tucking. If you had a tail, it would be coming underneath you here, so you could see it. And then lift your tail up behind you, and then draw your tail underneath you. So we're just focusing on the pelvis for cat and cow. Don't worry about the rest of your spine just yet. So we're breathing in, and then we're puffing the breath out as we breathe out. So we're doing a contraction of those pelvic floor muscles and a release. A contraction and a release. And then once you've got the movement through your pelvis, we might go ahead and ripple the movement up through the spine as well. Inhaling, rippling through the spine. Exhaling, first of all pelvic floor, and then we're drawing that activation up through those deep lower transverse abdominal muscles. Inhaling and exhaling. So again, we are massively amplifying those Kegel activations by adding conscious Kegals to cat and cow. And once you've done enough of those, make sure you just give your whole pelvis a swirl and a release. Swirl and release. What we don't want is to be walking around with pelvic floor muscles clenched, and really important posture and your breathing. So if you are finding that you've lost that lumbar curve, you're flattened out through the lower back, your glutes are not activating, and you have to round when you sit, then we need to be doing some work there, because we will be scrunching those pelvic floor muscles. There'll be tightness there, and we know that tension almost always leads to dysfunction. So hopefully that is helpful, and enjoy your activations in functional movement.